Thanks for talking with us today.
It's my pleasure.
You have a microgrid project going on that involves the PURA. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. It's probably one of the most complicated things I've done in my career.
Mm-hmm.
Working actually with a CCM partner, we went out and got a microgrid grant through DEP for $4 million.
Mm-hmm.
So the grant actually goes to the partner who will design and build the system.
Okay.
So we've actually been working on implementing it and the design for it for almost 1.5 to 2 years
mm-hmm.
now. But the plan would be that they would install a microgrid at our high school,
mm-hmm.
which would be made up of combined heat power generators.
Okay.
So they would fire up with natural gas, generate electricity, and we would actually buy electricity from them
mm-hmm.
under a power purchase agreement at no higher than current market rates.
Okay.
And then if the power went out, we would be able to run on that for a minimum of 14 days.
So you could just switch to battery power or whatever and you'd be good to go.
Well, it generates power.
On its own, yeah.
So as long as we have natural gas coming, we would have power.
Okay.
And it's going to be combined with solar
mm-hmm.
And batteries. And the batteries will allow us to get into demand management. So we'll
mm-hmm.
rid ourselves of demand charges, especially at our high school. When you turn the football lights on, your rate goes up for 12 months. But it's really exciting because it will give power for our high school, our middle
mm-hmm.
school, our town hall, our school administration building, our radio tower and emergency management EMD
mm-hmm.
center. 80 units of elderly housing that have electric heat.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what people ask, what do town managers lose sleep over? 100 seniors living in houses without electric heat during the winter.
Yeah, that's not something you want in the news, certainly.
And it would also tie in our police station and our fire station. So it's
that sounds like a large percentage of the town stuff there.
So our core essential services, we kind of joke the only thing that we don't have is a bank and a grocery store. Our fueling station for the town vehicles is also at the firehouse. So
mm-hmm.
we'll be able to provide fuel for our police fire trucks and snowplows if it's a winter storm.
Yeah.
So it's exciting, very complicated, and
mm-hmm.
we're having issues. It's a great state program for resiliency, and
mm-hmm.
We're into resiliency. We're a silver city on that CCM co-op collaborative program.
Yeah.
It's not $4 million of support sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
But we're finding that most of the money is going to end up going to Eversource.
Okay.
For the switch gear,
mm-hmm.
and we're right on the brink where one of our requirements are that we don't pay more than we're paying now.
mm-hmm.
And we're having difficulty doing that because the police and fire station are across the street from us.
Okay.
And under PURA and state law regulations, you can't cross the road. It's kind of like
a chicken.
You can't be a chicken. But why does a chicken cross the road? You can't bring power across the road without violating Eversource's, or if you're in UL territory, they're a franchise. So towns can,
mm-hmm.
but we don't want to own the system because we want to just buy power. We don't want to run it. So we may have to look at that. But right now we're looking at seeking some relief through PURA
mm-hmm.
to allow us to come up with a way to either have a little bit more subsidy through the PURA public safety requirements, to have them subsidize the cost of running
mm-hmm.
underground wires between our police and fire station and across the road,
mm-hmm.
or some other type of relief. So it comes down to, again, the state has a brilliant program for sustainability for microgrids, but
mm-hmm.
they may need to add money or change the rules slightly, because last round, the fourth round of this program, they granted 9 grants.
mm-hmm.
And at this point, only 3 of them are still alive. So
Oh.
it's great to have a program, but we're asked that DEP and PURA look at the legislative intent was to make these programs work.
Hmm.
And when you have that type of dropout rate, there's something seriously wrong.
Yeah.
And we're, we're still one of those 3 that are alive,
Hmm.
but the numbers still have to work. So we're trying to, come up with ways to make it well known that it's a brilliant program and
Hmm.
should be carried forward to a 5th round, especially if towns have dropped out
Yeah.
or private sectors have dropped out. But they got to look at how to make the program work.
Mm.
And I know in some of the other rounds, they've had people drop out for the same reasons. There just has to be a little bit more either price reduction on
Hmm.
Eversource or some rules changes to allow the private sector to maybe run those wires.
Yeah.
Um, um, but, so as I said, it's extremely complicated, and we have an application in PURA, and hopefully another 70, 80 days we'll have an answer. You know, they've been good to work with, and we understand they have their required processes.
Yeah.
And we actually had to ask for a 90-day extension, so the delay is not them. It's us trying to redesign, re-engineer the program to make it cost effective and work. But exciting program for other people to look at, but
Yeah.
extraordinarily complicated.
So
And
there's potential there, but it's not just an easy $4 million
yeah.
that you're handing over.
And we're using again a CCM partner, ECG, to be our technical advisor
Okay.
with the private company, and Attorney Paul Michaud, who's also been involved with CCM programs to oversee the utility regulatory process. And those are done actually at no cost to the town.
Oh, that's good.
Part of the program that, if this goes forward, they'll earn their compensation through the vendor.